Now a packed grid as they leap off the line as David Bernard absolutely leaving the field, standing in the Valvoline Van Diemen, flings off pole position. Here they come over the rise for the first time. A huge pack of Formula Fords, 37 in all, coming down toward turn one. A great start from Todd Kelly off the second row. He's there in the red car. Through turn one and down towards Southern Loop for the first time. I think it's John Blanchard, the first of the AMSA Van Diemen's, in third as they sort themselves out through the back of the circuit. A little bit sideways there from Todd Kelly, hanging on to the Van Diemen of David Bernard, who's led them a merry dance through that first part of the corner. Here they come, Bernard in control. There's Kelly in second position. The rest of the field sorting themselves out. That's Christian Jones, car 27, making a great start too. Very improved run from the son of the 1980 World Formula One champion. Car gets a little bit skatey under brakes, but he pulls it into the corner nicely. There's one of the AMSA cars sneaking up the outside of our championship leader, Jason Bargwanna. Did start off the first row of the grid, but didn't make such a good start. Fighting back on the inside as they come through Siberia. Side by side as the field sorts itself up toward this combination through turn 9 and up to Lukey Heights for the first time.
You can always be assured the Formula Fords will put on one hell of a show. 37 cars, as Mark said, in total. And yet again, Bernard from pole position, his second of the year, really dictating the pace early. A fantastic start. The challenges are plenty. One off.
One of the AMSA cars, is it?
Can't quite see who that is just over the brow of the hill. Might be one of the AMSA cars. Well, here's where the action is. Todd Kelly. Oh, look at Christian Jones getting all the way. Kelly, a great slingshot onto the pit straight. He cleans up Bernard. So Todd Kelly, sensation of Formula Ford racing, 16 years of age, folks. As they go side by side, Bernard fights back on the inside, across the start-finish line for the first time. An absolute flyer. Kelly's not giving in. Bernard's alongside. Kelly well placed for turn one. Look at the car getting a little wiggle there. And Bernard gets around the outside. Kelly's lost it big time. Couldn't hang on the inside.
Well, the problem here is, unfortunately, as you can see from all the moisture on his tyres, which has come off the grass, but where he was squeezed down on the inside there is wet. There's definitely a dry line, so whenever you try and pass, you need to be on line. And unfortunately, even though he was in the lead here, he was down on the wet on the inside. Of course, that made him spin.
Well, we saw Todd get into trouble at Sandown, tried a very ambitious move over the bumps and all the rubbish on the inside of turn one there at the end of the main straight. Ended up similar circumstances and a big rush of blood from the youngster. 16-year-old student from Victoria, a rookie in Formula Ford, certainly showing a lot of speed.
Doing a fantastic job, really.
He'll certainly have something to tell the kids at school on Monday.
Something to show and tell. Up the back toward Lukey Heights once again. Here's Jason Bargwanna.
Well, he's the big winner in all this because he had a terrible start and it's lifted him to second.
I think that car, looking at these positions at the moment, that may have been John Blanchard, the man who was qualified third, might have disappeared off into the grass earlier on. Because there's his teammate Christian Jones now in fourth position. Saw him have a bit of a wobble coming onto the pit straight last time around. He's gathered it up.
There's Bargwanna in the spectrum. He started from position number 2 on the grid. He's a championship leader thus far.
Well, you just saw Christian shoot past Harrington. Oh, there's Bargwanna in all sorts of trouble, carrying our race cam. He's kept the engine running. Out on that slippery grass, you can hear the wheels slipping and sliding as he tries to get traction to climb back onto the blacktop.
Yeah, he's brave to drive straight on there now. He'll have to wait for all those cars to go by. He'll back up probably and try and straighten the car around a little bit.
Very precarious position.
He's stuck.
Yep.
You can see the front wheels off the ground. That's here. Right. He's actually tried to drive back over the curb and...
Yes, he's lost it. Not sure whether he got tapped. He may have just lost it all on his own. I think he has. Just overcooked it out on the grass. Very, very slippery out on that stuff. But manages to avoid any damage. But as Bradley pointed out, he's beached the thing on the curb. There's another one in trouble, Todd Kelly. Oh, we saw a big spin coming through turn one just before. Now he's in trouble. He's in reverse. So coming back on to pit straight once again is the battle for fourth and fifth positions. 4 laps down as they come across the line this time around. Race leader Bernard. He's got Harrington in second position. There's Jones. Little gap to Cotter, Lindstrom and Fowler. Field becoming quite spaced out here, which is quite a surprise considering the cut and thrust we've seen in the Formula Ford so far. 1.5 seconds the gap between this man, David Bernard, our race leader, and Harrington. So Harrington could be closing the gap here. Look at that wide shot. There's Harrington there. We'll monitor this gap. Let's have a look back through the field a bit further. There's Jones in third, Cotter in fourth, Lindstrom. And there's Rich Fowler. Had a race win, or heat win at Eastern Creek, the opening of the championship back in February. Got caught up in that spectacular tumble into the dust, as you saw in the opener. But he's fighting his way back here. Plenty of cut and thrust amongst the back markers. Terrific battle between Fowler, Daniel Orr in there too, Dougal McDougall. There's the, quite an unusual car to run in Australia, the McGill French chassis, running under the Team Australia banner for McDougall and Scott March. Very successful chassis in Europe, but he's having struggle getting it together. Oh, look at that. Just gets his nose cut off. Car 11, Daniel Orr. And Daniel's brother Dean, of course, a long-time race engineer and mechanic with Perkins, Larry Perkins' team. And the man behind a couple of sensational Bathurst victories, currently left the team. But his brother Daniel showing a lot of speed. Very strong in Formula V last year. Competed in the South African Nationals, and there's Rich Fowler. Manages to keep it straight, but gets two wheels off on the grass, exactly the same place where Jason Bargwanna got in trouble. There's more in trouble. Two of them off. It's one of the McGill chassis, 44. There's been contact there. Dougal McDougall, of course, who was just running so strongly. He's got tangled up off the island. Look at this, a big attack around the outside. And he runs right over on the white, down toward the southern loop once again. Oh, really on the attack in car 11. Hanging right onto him, though.
We're on the last racing lap, and there's plenty to be said and done by some of the Formula 4 drivers jockeying for position. One of the many battles on the circuit at the moment, a high-speed left-hand corner. Two abreast racing on the anchors and sharp right.
Under brakes.
The track drying out nicely too.
Dougal McDougall really on the attack here. Hasn't sorted out. Bernard's well in control. Jones in second. Cotter apparently safe in third. Is Lindstrom or McDougall. Terrific battle this for the miners. If David Bernard can bring this one home, championship points he'll gather will be most valuable. Increasingly competitive Formula 4 championship for 1996. Here's Orr.
In the spectrum.
And here's our race leader, David Bernard.
Once again, it's the Van Diemen out front. That's been the case for the last 9 years. This year, it's not going to be all Van Diemen's way, with, of course, the Spectrums and the Swifts, etc. Nonetheless, a great drive. And as he approaches the last straight, a comprehensive win. David Bernard. Hand in the air, the checkered flag goes down, and the Valvoline entry, David Bernard takes victory in the Formula Ford race.
Let's check the finishing order. In the Ford Motorsport Slick 50 Formula 4 Championship round, David Bernard, a very dominant performance there ahead of Christian Jones, Daniel Orr in third position, Dean Lindstrom in fourth, and Dougal McDougall rounded out the